get tasty gluten-free treats and some great tips on gluten-free baking, let's go to Natalie McEarchern at Glutenus Minimus.
Today I'm going to show you how to make a pizza, dinner rolls, and a hamburger bun from this one simple mix. So today we're going to start with our pizza crust. It's very simple. We're going to just combine all of our wet ingredients in this bowl to proof. We're going to add some eggs, some warm water, our yeast packet, our sugar, as well as a little bit of oil and vinegar. So first we've separated our yolks from our whites, and we're just going to use the whites in this recipe. Next we're going to add our yeast packet and just empty it right into your egg whites. Then we're going to add a sugar packet. That helps feed the yeast. Next you can just mix that all together using a whisk or a fork. Then you can add your warm water. That's 1 1/4 cups. You'll add 1 1/2 tablespoons of oil. You can really use any kind of oil you have in the kitchen. And you'll add 1 teaspoon of cider vinegar or any other vinegar you use. Once you have everything combined, you just want to leave it in a warm place to proof. I like to preheat my oven for my pizza and just leave this right on top to get warm. It'll start to bubble when it's ready. Usually takes about 10 minutes. Next, we'll put our dry ingredients into a large bowl, and using a rubber spatula or a spoon, you could even use an electric mixer if you prefer, you can mix your bubbled yeast into your dry mix. You just want to get all the flour well combined. And if your dough looks a little dry, you can always add a little more water. Next, you want to take your pan that you're going to bake on and spray it down with any sort of cooking spray, or you could rub it with oil or butter. So I just spread my dough right onto the pan there, and then I wet my hands with a little bit of oil, just so it doesn't stick to my hands too much, and press it out into the desired shape that you would like. In Italy, they always do it in a rectangle shape, so I do it as my grandmother showed me. And it'll take a little time here to proof. It's gonna rise a little bit, and then you'll be able to spread it out over the entire sheet pan. That usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Now the pizza crust has had some time to rise, so I'm gonna finish pressing it out. Then we're gonna bake it in the oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. Once your pizza crust is ready, it'll be nice and brown around the edges. You'll just want to take your favorite sauce. You can use a jarred sauce, or you can make your own, and do a light coating spread all over the crust. You don't want to go too heavy with your sauce because that can make a soggy pizza. You can go ahead and use your favorite cheese. I like to combine a little mozzarella and Parmesan, but you could use provolone or really any cheese blend that you like. And then you could add any other roasted veggies you wanted, meats, etc. And then it's ready to go in the oven. Another 15 minutes and you're ready to go. And the cheese is nicely golden brown, as well as the crust. And now I'm going to show you how to make both dinner rolls and hamburger buns with the pizza crust mix. We're going to start the same way as we did with the pizza by cracking our 3 egg whites into a separate bowl, and you can discard the yolks. Next, we're going to add our sugar packet and our yeast packet. You can then also add your warm water, as well as 1.5 tablespoons of your oil. You can use any oil you like, and 1 teaspoon of the cider vinegar. Using a fork or a whisk, you just want to combine that and set it into a warm place to proof for about 10 to 15 minutes. Here we have a bowl where everything has proofed nicely. You can see it's nice and foamy on top and ready to work with. Put all of our dry ingredients into a bowl. Then, using either a rubber spatula or a spoon, you're just going to combine the ingredients. Here in the bakery, we like to use ice cream scoops to form our different shapes. We use a little one for the dinner rolls and a larger one for the hamburger buns. But if you don't have those at home, you can just form them with your hands. It's very easy. So first you're going to spray down a tray to bake them on. Then you're going to use your scoop. And if you want, you can even spray the scoop a little, or you can dip it in a little oil so the dough doesn't stick too bad. And you're just going to scoop it right onto the tray. And the hamburger bun is a little larger, but you just do the same exact thing. Once they're all scooped, I like to take a little oil on my hands and form them, just so they look nice and pretty on top. Then you're going to set them in a warm place to rise for about 15 minutes. So now our rolls have had enough time to rise. What we're going to do is actually just dampen our hands again with a little more oil. And what I like to do to press them out is either just give it a little splat down, or you can press it and shape it yourself. That way you get the right shape for your hamburger bun. And we'll do the same thing with the dinner rolls, and then we're gonna just sprinkle them with a little bit of salt before we pop them in the oven. Those will bake for 15 minutes at 400 degrees or until they're golden brown.